Three, two, one. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Brewmaster's Draft, a show where we talk a little bit about Dota and a little bit about beer. I will be your host today, Flubb, as always, and I am joined today, once again, as always, with my co-host Kimbrell. Kimbrell, how you doing today, man?
Doing well. It's Friday. It's the weekend of 4th of July, which is also my birthday.
Oh, man, nice. Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. And work's going great. So I'm doing great. Dota, I've played not very many games. I'm getting home at okay, I'm going to go into a little bit of a detail real quick.
Yeah,
so
go for it.
My job told me since I don't have my degree just yet, they're changing me from salary to hourly, right? Same pay, everything like that, but they have to for whatever. Anyway, so I was like, that's no big deal. But she said, well, the only other thing is you become non-exempt, which means you can work overtime. I was like, oh, okay, but that means I have to actually stay all day. Well, then yesterday I find out that she went ahead and put me in as exempt. So she was telling me, she goes, well, technically you can come for an hour, clock in, and then leave, and we count you here all day until you get PTO. And I was just like, don't tell me that. So I think what I'm going to start doing is trying to make a schedule where I have 2 or 3 days a week where I get at a decent enough time where I can play some more games. Because this week I didn't play very many. However, the games that I did play, I won. And I won my double down.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Yeah, things are good.
Winning your double down is always a pretty big boost, even if you can't play a bunch of games.
Yeah, I mean, it's 50 MMR, so I was just like, dope. That's like I played 2 games in 1. That's amazing. They picked like all carries. I was like, yeah, we're double downing. Like, this is happening.
Nice. My strategy is always whenever they have a team that's like way better than ours. So like I might lose 20 MMR, but I might gain 80. That's my strat.
Yeah, you got to be careful doing it the other way around. Tyrai accidentally did that. Lost 80 in 1 game.
Yeah.
How have you been?
Pretty good. This morning was a bit of a challenge. I told people that I was going to get the Patreon up, and I did. I got the Patreon up. It is up now, and you guys can definitely check that out. And I'm actually really excited about it. There's some more work that needs to be done with it. But I had it all done. Yesterday. I didn't hit the save button or something because I went on this morning and I looked at it and I was like, wait, there is nothing on here. Oh my god, I gotta like nail this out real quick. Do all the little bells and whistles and make sure everyone's happy with how it's set up. And I gotta like put on goals and rewards and all this good stuff. And it was a crazy mismatch of stress and relief at the same time because I was able to get it done. So I'm glad to have this beer now. Let me just say that. I've been like writing for like 6 hours or longer straight because I also had to do prep for the show. So that's always fun. But no, this week has been great, man. I've had a lot of fun with Dota in general. I've been doing really well. Man, Solo ranked has been pitiful. I haven't dropped below 5K or anything, but man, I've just been enjoying the team play lately. Like I normally am not the biggest fan of doing team play all the time because I kind of feel like it makes you less talkative. Because when I'm with my friends, I can be less talkative. I don't have to like calm people down and be a therapist for everyone. Mm-hmm. But at this point now, I've kind of lost as my skill on that because I've been playing teams too much lately because like I don't have to calm down the people I want to play with because I want to play with them. So it's good and bad. You know how it goes. But yeah, I'm really excited for today. I'm drinking something new and exciting. What are you drinking on today? I see that you have your fantastic cups already.
I'm drinking a beer I actually got from a coworker.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I told him how I talk about beer and all that on the podcast, and I was like, well, it's, about beer and a video game. He's like, they wanted me to try this beer that he had or something like that. So anyway, he actually brought it to me today. And it is called Okie, which is fitting, right? You know, I mean, I'm from Oklahoma, and it's
Nice.
called Okie, and it's brewed in Oklahoma.
Nice.
And it's Prairie Artisan Ales. And I looked it up, and it's actually not even in season. So I'm like, how old is this beer? But it tastes fine, and it's cold. I brought it home and put it in the freezer. I got home a little early today, so so it's cold and it's good, and it's I think it's a brown ale. I don't have the bottle with me. I actually left it in the kitchen. Now that I realize, I just realized that. But anyway, no, it's surprising. I've actually never heard of this brewery before. So I've actually never heard of the town that it's brewed in before. So
Dang. That's yeah, that's you find a lot of different stuff like that. Like I was looking at Three Floyds the other day brewery, and it was in a town. I've brought a few of their beers on the show, and I was like, man, I have never heard of this town before in my life, but it's in Indiana, so you know you just kind of you find out weird things about when you drink your beers, and you're like, oh yeah, that's that random information on the side.
yeah,
But today I'm drinking something. Once again, it's Sweetwater, like last week. You know, I had trouble with that one, but it's a little bit different this time. It's a little bit different. We have it is extra pale. It's an extra pale ale, and it's called 420. It's got a big bass on it. Looks pretty cool. Obviously, 420 is a reference to something, you know. But the Atlanta, Georgia, it's brewed in Atlanta, Georgia, and I gotta say, I'm already loving this compared to what we had last week. Man, that pineapple, oof,
yeah.
just pineapple and beer do not mix, man. That is a bad
No,
combo.
pineapple doesn't mix great with a whole lot of stuff. I mean, it's good, but are you a pineapple on your pizza type of person?
No, no,
Okay,
none of
all
that
right.
Hawaiian bull, man. No. I honestly though, I don't even really like pizza that much, and I know I'm gonna get flamed for this,
Okay,
but like
no,
pizza in general, I just, man, I'd rather just like have some wings. You know, if I'm gonna go to like Pizza Hut or something, I'd rather just grab the side of wings instead of eating a pizza. I'm that kind of
no,
guy. I'd
dude.
rather have spicy.
I'm the same a little bit. My sister who lives with us currently is like a fanatic of pizza, but it's only like the cheap pizza. The place the one and only place I will have pineapple on my pizza is called the Samoan, and it's like I don't even know if I fully it's like a Chicago type pizza, and it's delicious. But I was like, you should try this. You love pizza, and she tried it, and it's like $20 for this freaking pizza, however much you want, and it's a pie or whatever, right? And she takes a bite, and she's just like, nope. I was like, you want me to call it fucking, or excuse me, but you want me to call it like Pizza Hut or Domino's or something? I guess.
Yep, I don't even have good pizza really around here. I have a couple good places, you know, some mom and pop pizza places, if you will, but the yeah, I can't even stand like the normal like regular pizza, like let alone pineapple pizza from uh, Pizza Hut or wherever you're going. Just
Yeah,
not for me, man. Not for me.
I've had my wonderful glory days of pizza, like 20 years old, 21 years old, getting drunk with your friends and calling in like a Papa John's, and then you wake up the next day heartburn because you ate so much pizza. Oh, past all that, so I don't eat a whole lot of pizza anymore. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah. It's like the party food. Yeah, and I don't know. It's not my go-to anymore. But besides that, we got some drafting to do, my friend. We got some drafting to do, and I am very excited about this draft. Do you have the number already, or should I make a?
you can go ahead and do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a room. Stuff. Join. All right. Connecting to the room. Oh, jeez. I hit connect. My bad. So I will create a room. Give it a sec here. Ba 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 ba. All right, so it is 4043. That is your number ID. I got. Do you have any special plans for this draft? Are you like trying to outdraft me today? You got any Any key ideas on this one?
No, not really. I'm just kind of. I think I'm just gonna do a reaction to you and try to figure out what you're doing. I think. Oh,
I, I got a plan this week. I got a plan. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
all
But
right.
I've been really wanting to play this lately. I'm gonna pick Radiant. I like me some Radiant on this draft. Okay.
Okay. So I have first ban. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and ban Night Stalker. I feel like he's just a generic ban right now. Night Stalker and Clockwork seem pretty generic.
Yeah, they are. I think that they're definitely in a good place, and honestly, Night Stalker is kind of a good way to stop the Clockwork. Obviously, with his flying up in the air and getting over the cogs, there's that availability. Plus, he's just a big tanky guy, so that has a lot of sight, and that's important versus a Clockwork. So makes sense. Um, if that's gonna be happening, then I'm actually going to ban Silencer. I have been hating Silencer so much lately. I just can't deal with him because everyone picks him up. And it also has to do with the draft, but honestly, Silencer can suck it.
Okay. I'm just gonna ban Puck. I feel like that hero is pretty strong. We've seen him a lot, or her a lot. Um,
It, I think.
and it's kind of a react. It, yeah, I'm not sure. I know a female voices Puck, so.
Okay. Okay.
But anyway, I just feel it's just kind of a reactionary pick. Also, just Silencer, like Silencer, kind of shits on a Puck, depending on where you put it. So.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Anyway, yeah,
It's true. That's good. It's good. It's a good idea. Okay. So another guy that I've had a lot of trouble with and has a lot of trouble with my draft is actually a Lycan. So I'm gonna get that Lycan straight out of there. Kind of seems kind of weird for a first ban. You know, sometimes there's some guys that are even worse, but honestly, the guys that exist right now, I'm not that afraid of the ones that are gonna be picked.
Oh, I'm first picking. Okay. Um. All right. I don't know why I was expecting. I guess I first ban. Okay, so. We banned a Lycan.
I did. I did.
We're going to pick Earthshaker. I feel like one, that hero has also been very popular. Also, he's versatile a bit. I mean, we've seen some mids with Earthshaker, but either off lane or support, I feel like he's pretty strong in as well. So he can just kind of go anywhere.
It's true. It's true. A popular pick to counter him out is actually one of my favorites, and I'm gonna pick it up right now. Clockwork. Clockwork's a great way to stop him. Actually, he cannot cast any of his spells except for his ultimate if you have Battery Assault going. So, a good way to kind of counteract him and try to force him out of lane, especially in the very beginning if you run him as a support. So I got that opportunity. Plus, he's also a good offlane, so I got multiple different situations I can do here. So, looking at the draft from there, we kind of can see what's going to happen. And we're going to go. We're actually going to go. So, it's a weird pick, but we're going to go Venno. Because Venno is actually very popular right now, and he has a lot of different places where you can put him. He can be in a very solid mid position, a very solid safe lane, or even a support. And sometimes, in rare cases, I think he's worth it in the offlane.
Okay. I like the Venno. I also like that hero prevents blinks so well. Whether it's Gale, it's ult, or just throwing out wards just to hit people so they can't blink in on anything. It's pretty good. And it kind of also shits on our Earthshaker. Like, say they're pushing high ground and your Earthshaker is waiting to blink and you just throw out wards to where he's not like able to actually be in blink range without being hit. It's really, really difficult to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick my carry or mid. I'm gonna pick Jug. I feel like Jug does pretty well against both of those heroes. Spins a pretty good spell against both of them. Also, if Clockwork can cancel his TP, but Clockwork can't pick a Juggernaut off like he can with other carries, like a Drow Ranger or something like that.
It's true. It's true. It's a lot of availability there. Okay. So I got the first ban this phase, and thinking about what I want to ban here. Honestly, one thing that could be a serious problem. I'm thinking actually Invoker. Invoker could be a very big problem just because it gives him a lot more CC into his lineup, but also gives him quite a bit of damage and someone that can really farm. ES and Juggernaut both like to be somewhat aggressive early, or they can be somewhat aggressive early. So if you have an Invoker, you can kind of take advantage of that and just sit back and farm up to be the late game hero he is.
I'm gonna ban Shadow Fiend. The whole cogs thing's really cool. I've always found that just it's a neat about the game and about the mechanics of Shadow Fiend and Clockwork. Also, my mid's probably not going to be very strong. I'm going to assume, just planning ahead, and I don't necessarily want it to go against a Shadow Fiend that already is coming to lane with. I think, how many souls can you get? Like, you can get up to like 11 or 12, right, before the game actually starts.
It's true. It's true.
So
it's a good ban. It's a good ban. You can get up to 12 at max, but
yeah,
generally people get like 10, unless they're like a practice team, which that's what we would be facing. We'd be facing each other as a practice team. Okay. Taking a little bit here to decide, but it's actually quite important. And I am going to get rid of a sniper. I want to get rid of sniper because he has, once again, the late game potential, the availability to sit back at these two very aggressive style heroes, these two aggressive cores. So it's very important to get rid of the guys that are going to be in the back at this point that aren't going to be as aggressive. And honestly, sniper can get 4-staff pretty dang early, so Clockwork's good versus him, but not good versus him in that situation, especially if I'm going to run him as a support.
Yeah, and they can just pick off those Veno wards also.
Exactly.
So I'm going to ban Storm. Probably not going to be picking a hero that counters him. I feel like he provides team fight. If you're with your team that you already have, I feel like it's pretty good. Also, the hero is just super annoying. And I feel like he's pretty good as long as he's able to and do what he needs to do. And like I said, the two heroes you have allow him to do that because you're able to just kind of roam with a Gale on Veno and then the Clockwork Hook and everything. So.
It's true. I am actually going to pick up Troll. I need some extra push here. I need some extra damage. I need some right click to get through that can stun the jug, possibly. So, it's a good pickup here. Gives me some availability.
Okay. Trying to decide what I want. Do I want more team fight? Do I want support that can just help someone that's like trolls on top of? I'm going to pick. I don't know who I'm going to pick. I thought about a hero and I don't know if I like it. Okay. I don't know. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just pick it like a safe pick. I feel like, damn. I keep on thinking of a hero, and I'm like, wait, no, I don't want to have that against the Veno, or I don't want to have that against the Clockwork. I got 40 seconds. Okay, we're good. have an idea of what I want, but I'm not sure if I want to pick it right now. Go ahead and pick. Okay, I picked Jakiro. I feel like his slows are pretty good versus a troll until troll gets BKB. He is kind of weak against the Clockwork, but I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like he's a strong hero.
He is. He is. So here's part of the combo here that you'll see right now. AA, bringing in all that extra magic damage.
That
and
sounds awful.
and honestly, one of my favorite combinations in the game. AA ult with Veno ult. Just melts people down, and they die whenever they start ticking. So, great team fight already, and honestly, he also pairs well with Troll, because he gives him extra damage, and he doesn't care if he slows down his attack speed.
You disgust me.
Oh, Pugna. For those of you, I wasn't picking Pugna. That was Kimbrell.
Yeah, I picked Pugna. I don't know. I wanted to throw something crazy in there. I feel like it adds to the push that I already have on my team. And I feel like it's pretty good it's decent against a hero like Troll, or it helps against like the Venom wards if somebody's being focused by them or something like that. Or you could just decrepify someone. I could decrepify the Earthshaker and he can actually blink instead of being focused down or something. I'm just thinking, just, I don't know, stupid different things, but.
Okay, I banned Coddle there.
Yeah, Coddle ban. It's a good ban. I'm going to ban. Let's see. I don't know if that Troll's a mid or not, so I'm going to ban Lifestealer. Yeah, that's an okay ban. Oh, and then I got to pick. Oh, no. All right. What do I want? I got to choose soon, too.
Uh-oh. Razor. Oof. Rough.
Yeah, I picked Razor. I feel like if a Clockwork comes in on him, you just kind of leech damage from him, and then if anybody else comes around the cogs, then you just hit that person with your damage that you already have. Also, I feel like Razor just kind of kills an AA, like in any team fight if AA is anywhere near them. Necro. Okay, dude. Shut up. Like, Necro was a hero I was considering, and I was like, I don't know. I don't know what I want, and I wasn't sure if you would pick it or not. That's frustrating. Okay.
So I picked Necro at the end. So our drafts have kind of filled out here. We have, on my side, we have Clockwork, we have Veno, we have Troll, AA, and Necrophos. So that's my lineup. And then on the side of Kimbrell, he has Earthshaker, Juggernaut, Jakiro, Pugna, and Razor. So it's going to be an interesting match at this point. We have to figure out lanes. So we're going to take a few seconds here to kind of figure that out and where we're going to be going. Oh, no, I just validated lanes. Okay, I'm going to have to tell you my lanes.
Okay. Okay, so I'm Dire. Let me choose my lanes real quick.
Before you reveal, though. Before you reveal, let me know so I tell you before. Like, say you're good, and then I'll tell you what my lanes would be before you reveal.
Okay. So
you know I'm not
Dire,
cheating.
top would be safe lane. Okay. Okay, I'm ready. I just really hate my last pick. I was really thinking Necro, and then I was like, I don't know. But
Actually, I think it's a really good last pick that you had. I just wouldn't have banned Lifestealer if you're gonna pick up the Razor,
right,
because I was so wanting to pick up Lifestealer this entire draft, but I was like, I don't want to ban Razor, so I think you might pick it up, and I was like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna leave it to chance. So before, so I'm not like look like I'm cheating. I'm gonna announce mine first. I would off lane tri lane this. It's really weird, but I'd totally do that, and I would have Clockwork, Clockwork, and Troll up at top. I would then have a Necrophos mid, and I would put I'd put Necrophos mid, and then I would put the Veno at bottom for sure.
okay. So I have a tri lane. I considered putting the Earthshaker with the Razor, and I probably could have switched it up if you would have done dual lanes, or if you would have, um, if you would have done dual lanes, I probably would have switched it up. But I put Earthshaker with a Jug and the Jakiro with the Jug. So I feel like, I don't know. I feel like that tri lane, it's a weird tri lane, first tri lane. Like Jakiro has the spam, but so does Veno has like the capability of killing at least.
Well, Veno wouldn't be part of the tri lane. Veno would be at bottom, and then
Oh, that's right. You have Necro. Okay, actually, no, I like that better for me than actually. Well, yeah, Jakiro and Earthshaker aren't like terribly squishy in lane, I don't think, unless I'm just imagining different heroes.
No, they're tanky as hell.
So I feel like they would be okay versus the Necro. However, if any of my heroes get jumped on at least once, they're probably gonna die. Maybe not the Jug, but like if Jakiro gets jumped on, he's probably gonna die if you're able to, if you go like Necro slow with the AA Cold Feet into the Troll slow. Cold Feet probably goes off. So unless Earthshaker can get a fissure in between all of the, I probably have a hero that dies in that lane. Razor versus.
Well, hold on. It is Clock though. Clock's part of the tri lane, so it's not Necro. Necro's
Oh, I keep on thinking Necro. Okay, my bad. I missed her. Okay, so Clockwork, Veno. So you Gale and then you.
Clockwork AA. Troll.
Clockwork AA. Jesus, dude. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool.
So I'm like looking at it, and so I see all red, and then I remember what you said, and it just kind of, I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
Clockwork AA Troll. Okay, well that's not like level 3 scary. That's what scares me. Is like if you have battery assault and then you have 2 slows going on, then it's pretty scary because then, like I said, any hero that gets kind of jumped on is going to die unless Earthshaker is able to get a fissure or it's Juggernaut and he's able to spin out. But with the what is it? Chilling Touch on top of the slows and people punching you, it's just going to hurt. But I feel like that lane could survive versus your tri lane. Mid, Necro versus Pugna, I feel like it's kind of. I don't know, actually. I don't know how that lane would go. I feel like that lane might be kind of a wash. Like, I don't imagine. Neither of them have any kind of lockdown just until Necro gets his ult. I feel like that lane's kind of a wash. I feel like they do decent against each other. Another ward might hurt, but you're healing yourself, so it's not like it's going to do it might like null out your healing or something. I'm not sure. And then the Razor versus the Veno is a weird lane as well.
So here's how I see it, Kimbrell. Here's how I see it. So I did this because one, I thought I still like how it matches up. I think it's okay. I think I don't have you like it definitely come down to play in this matchup. But there's some ways that I could hopefully my team could outplay you. I see, like, looking at this matchup, thought that you were going to have Pugna as a support, actually. I thought that you were going to do Pugna support, Earthshaker offlane, have Pugna with Jakiro and Jug, and I wanted to do an offensive tri-lane because I wanted to take advantage of that availability. Because yeah, you can Pugna decrepify someone and then spin on them and do a lot of damage and have a potential bringing someone down. But if I have a tri-lane there, then it's more likely to be able to either trade or come out ahead on that type of situation, especially with what I have there. And what I have is you can't you can kind of keep Juggernaut at bay by using cogs correctly, and you can also cog anybody melee anyway. So I would try to basically go after Earthshaker every fight, and I would cog him in, and then try to stun him with the Cold Feet on AA, keeps him locked down in that area for quite some time. Also, you have the Chilling Touch, giving all your auto attacks much faster, and just having Troll and AA hit people in the back while Clockwork's food for the lane.
Yeah. Somebody is going to have to die when you get a kill as well.
Yeah.
Because if you're going on Earthshaker, Jakiro has slows while Juggernaut can come in and spin. Clockwork's probably going to die. He's probably going to get the kill on Earthshaker, but he's probably going to die as well. So, yeah.
So honestly, I feel like that our tri-lane versus tri-lane is actually the biggest wash in this matchup, because I was thinking of something else, and I may even switch it up after a while to realize, oh, he's doing this. Okay, I'm gonna have to kind of switch up my plan. But
so, go ahead.
Oh no, it's fine. What were you gonna say?
I would say I was gonna mention the Razor. So Razor offlane might seem weird. I don't know if anyone's ever tried to run it before. I know I've run it though, and it's been a while. But I've ran it, one, on my own, and two, I've ran it with the Devils, and it's, depending on the lane, it works out really well. And I actually thought you were going to run an aggro try. I thought it was going to be, the reason why I was going to mix up my words earlier, for some reason I thought it was going to be Veno, but that would leave your AA. That would make no sense. Anyway, Razor offlane, it's something that I've tried, it's something that I've had success with. And it's pretty good against squishy heroes. And so since Veno's not that squishy, and he can kind of deal with that and can slow down the Razor without actually having to click on him and have Razors or anything like that.
Right.
But I know it's an odd off lane. I think I've mentioned it to you before back when you and I were on a team together briefly. But it's something that, like I said, I've had success with, and I just kind of wanted to throw it in there. I was considering Necro, and that was the hero that I was looking to pick, but I was like, I had like 4 seconds of extra time, and I was like, which do I want? And then I realized I was already going down extra time. I was like, oh, okay, fine, I gotta pick. So yeah, and then mid lane, honestly, Pugna I feel like does pretty decently in that lane. I could have put Jakiro mid also. I've ran Jakiro versus a Necro mid, and it's completely wrecked the Necro. Because he's still, even in his what is that form called? Where his slow or whatever that he uses. Like he's still, like you're still able to slow him with your magic damage and everything like that, and still do a crap ton of damage to him. And it's not like Jakiro's not all about the right click, obviously. So that could have worked as well, I think. But Pugna mid versus Necro mid is like, it's interesting to me. I don't know.
Honestly, I think that he beats Pugna mid, and here's why I think that. So if you look at the setup, you would have to have Pugna, if you're talking about Nether Ward, you have to have him level that up early for it to work. Because Necro, as we've all experienced over time, gets nastier and nastier and nastier. And Pugna's no slouch himself. He has a lot of explosive damage. He can kind of take advantage of that. He can't generally go into Ghost Shroud, but Necro can do the constant damage before he's level 6 to kind of push him out of lane. Whereas, with any other type of hero, or whenever he hits level 6, you can't generally push him out of lane at that point. And I think that it's a better matchup overall. I just think that in lane it works better, just because you have that ambient damage that's going on constantly. And then if you look at Veno, like you said, you don't have that single target slow, that stutter step So it's a lot harder to have your Razor kind of work on the availability of just taking all the damage away from him. Yeah, he might get like 10 damage, but honestly, that's not enough for a Razor to just dominate the lane. And I hear what you're saying, actually. I think that if you did what you were saying, if you put the Jakiro mid and we had a little bit more time and we were talking with teammates and stuff, and you said, okay, we're going to put that Jakiro mid versus a Necro, I think you got me, man. I think you got me there for sure. Because honestly, Pugna with Earthshaker and um, Earthshaker and Juggernaut is not too bad of a combo. And you get just increase the magic damage, you get them stunned away from their team. It's like that guy's getting so much damage, and I don't have anyone to save him. I don't have Dazzle. I don't have an Oracle to be able to nullify the magic damage. So I don't know, man. I'm liking your draft better than mine. I think you might have beat me this week, and I think it comes down to if you switched out the Jakiro. I think that's the crucial point.
That sounds pretty scary though. Like the Decrepify into the Earthshaker Sun into Juggernaut Spin, like
it's super scary.
A lot of damage.
I love playing Pugna now, man. Pugna is like my jam in the past couple weeks, and freaking dude, his new move speed is insane, especially in a tri lane. You can like not. It's kind of like playing an Enchantress, right? You can like be in lane and harass people and be like, oh, well, I'm actually over here now because I'm like twice as fast as you now.
Yeah.
So he's incredible, and if you have a certain type of lineup, it can really work with. And I'm actually glad that you did that. I was actually going to do Pugna next week. Now I have to think of something different. Okay. But it's good. I was going for more. If you can look at the draft, you can see the AOE.
The cancer.
Yeah, exactly. AOE cancer. Kill everyone and have some type of initiation. Give me that clock because it counters your initiation, right? And then get a guy who hits towers. And who's the best guy who can hit towers? Troll or Lycan. And I don't think I could outdo a Lycan in this draft. Yeah, you have a lot of healing, and I could have my AA blast kind of deal with that. But I don't have a ton of lockdown unless I get some troll bashes, unless I get the hook onto him. And I thought, like, that's why I banned that Lycan in the very beginning, man. Because I was like, okay, he's going to pick that Earthshaker. I got to stop that Earthshaker at all costs. Because everyone's loving on Earthshaker. And for good reason, man. He is strong as hell.
Yeah, very much so. I keep going back to that Razor offlane. The reason why I think we had success with it is in the lane that he's in, it was against tri-lanes, and we'd run somebody down there if we needed it, but if there wasn't much lockdown, and we typically picked it if there wasn't much lockdown, or if the only lockdown they had was like a squishy hero that was a target based, like a Crystal Maiden or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so she would be taking damage, and then Razor can steal damage because he's faster than her because she's so slow, and just hitting, and just people are dying because they're lower level than him, and he got to level like 5 or 6, and he's just killing everyone. Oh yeah, it happens so often. So I don't know. We'll probably never see it like ever because I feel like it's very punishable. But it's something, like I said, I had a lot of fun drafting.
Well, the thing is, though, man, you picked it last, and I think that's to your credit. Is that if you have a guy who can already quasi offlane, which you did, you had the Earthshaker, and you were able to move him into a support. That's when these type of drafts shine, when you have a Razor in the offlane. I think it's possible to see it, especially in a meta like it is right now. Like, I think it's funny. The offlane has opened up in such a big path, not because of the availability of like shrines being canceled out and like things are not as tense in that position anymore, where like you had to have certain things available. I think what really opened up that line of thinking and the way of how you can draft is the Clockworks, the Night Stalkers, the Earthshakers, these guys that are generally thought of 4 heroes that, you know, or offlane heroes that are kind of switching positions and going in between. So you can surprise your draft and have your offlaner at the end, which, Makes for a more interesting game, in my opinion, man. This is like my favorite time to play.
Yeah. Noticed a lot during qualifiers, like the puck off lane. I noticed that a
Hmm.
lot, and I also I noticed how people would pick it like second and have no issue because they could just put it mid or off lane, and it was no big deal because he did fine in either lane.
Yeah, exactly.
So
It's and that's the thing is, you have those flexible picks offer so much to your draft, and it's not like, I mean, everyone knows that it offers something, but it's cool that you can have these situations where I love the play with four picks, man. Being a four
yeah,
player and being an offlane player, it's just I could talk for hours and hours about that.
yeah.
Uh,
I mean, back when one of our first shows, I talked about versatile heroes. I thought Vengeful was the one we were talking about back then, but
mhm.
I talked about how I love heroes that can do that. That can go from a 4 or 5, and they can switch into a lane or a carry position, whatever position. Those are my favorite types of heroes. So like right now, Earthshaker's like always been one of my favorites, but he's up there right now. So
Yeah, I it makes a lot of sense, right? Because he has a lot of versatility. He has a lot of stun. A lot of stun in any lineup is incredibly useful to have, just so that you can, like, if one guy's made of stun, Lion or Earthshaker, you can kind of play more greedy on other parts of your draft, or not greedy. You can pick up more stun and then just be like the stun machine team,
yeah,
or pick up Razor like you did. You picked up Razor, Pugna, and freaking Juggernaut, man. Like, normally I'd be like, man, what are you doing? But you got Earthshaker. Who cares?
um, well, there was one other thing I was going to talk about. Also we're seeing like not only are we seeing typical support going into different positions like a Jakiro mid or things like that, or like you with your Shadow Demon mid versus a TA or whatever, which just wrecks her. I've seen a couple cores be changed into supports. Like there was one game, I don't remember which team it was, and I'm not sure if it was qualifiers, but Sven was picked as their carry, and then the other team picked Storm Spirit, and I was like, oh shit, they have no way to actually deal with him. And so they picked AM and they ran Sven support, and I was like, that's dope. Like, like it was awesome, and the way they ran it, it was great. But just to see the versatility that we have through like with all the heroes that are available right now, with whether they're going mid or safe lane or carry or off lane or whatever they're doing. I think I don't know, it's pretty cool, and I'm kind of bummed that I haven't been able to play a whole lot because, like I said, like you said, it's definitely a good time to play Dota right now. It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's a lot you can do right now. So, looking at this draft, is there anything that you would have switched in? Do you think that, like, too much cancer? Do you think that I valued the cancer too much and should have had something else at this point, especially with like Necrophos mid? Would you have gone with a different hero, or how do you feel about my draft?
I like it. I really do. I think it can be a lot of fun. Hmm. There's not a whole lot I can change really. The Clockwork, maybe switch up the Clockwork and Veno. I feel like with a Veno, you're not putting that Clockwork out there to die. Veno, you can Gale, and then you stack on top of that with the Cold Feet and the slow, and then Troll slow. I feel like all of those slows, somebody's going to be stunned by Cold Feet, and you're all ranged. So, like I said, you're not putting that person out there to be like fully committed to potentially be killed by the spinning Juggernaut or whatever. So I feel like that might be one change that I make instead of going with the flavor of the month with Clockwork as a support. I'd probably put him off lane. But besides that, I think I like it. It seems like a lot of fun. I mean, it's always fun playing cancerous heroes versus another team.
Mhm. Would you safe lane? Would you safe lane your guy? Would you So, like, looking at your lineup, would you safe lane versus me? Jeez. Would you take my draft and safe lane it then, and then have Clockwork off lane? Because I saw Razor and I was like, if I do a normal tri-lane, and I put Clockwork in that tri-lane, if I don't put Clockwork in that tri-lane, I put him in the off lane, Razor's just going to eat him alive.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, actually. If Razor wasn't there, that's probably what I would do.
Yeah.
But against my draft specifically, yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think I would change it. You're gonna have to kind of sacrifice that Clockwork no matter where he goes, and I think it's probably best to sacrifice him in the aggro try than feed a Razor because God knows we don't want to do that.
Right.
So.
Right. So I was originally thinking Lifestealer in this draft. So I wanted to do that and have not necessarily Necro. I wanted to do or Troll. I wanted to have Lifestealer and then have my mid kind of be a guy who could push. I actually thought when I thought of this draft, I was like, let's do Veno mid. Let's have Troll and AA and Clockwork all together, and then I could have Clockwork in the off lane and pick up like a Jakiro as a support, or which you already picked. And I was kind of just thinking around this style and trying to get something done. I kind of like where it ended though. Worked out pretty well. Honestly, if I'm looking at your draft, I was thinking that there is like a possibility that you would pick up Kunkka just to ignore the AA and Veno ult, kind of reduce the damage amount, or maybe even do Oracle. I know we haven't seen it in a while. I know it's kind of a weird pick, and he's not the greatest right now. But that's actually what I was thinking, and that's why I was like drafting how I was drafting. I thought you were going to go Earthshaker off lane, and then maybe pick up Oracle to kind of counteract all this magic and tick down damage.
I thought there was a couple different things. That's why I took so long on one of those picks. Is I was like, do I want to go Oracle, or do I want to go Abaddon support or off lane? Or do I want to go Underlord, and since he farms so well, and let him pick up like just do the mech and then do a pipe build. That way he can pipe through all of that crap and then mech after AA ult's over or something like that. Or he's able to just take his entire team away with the Veno ult ticking down or whatever. But I wasn't really sure. And so I think that was the pick where I went Jakiro. I just felt like instead of picking my off lane right then, I was just going to pick a safe support. And I didn't necessarily want Abaddon support. I didn't think. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, we're going to move over to the items section of the show at this point. And I had the items set up. It was kind of set up for other people, so I'm kind of going to do this on the fly because, drafts change on the fly and you kind of have to figure stuff out. So we're going to do it for the draft that I have right now. And the draft that I have right now, you're going to want your Clockwork to pick up an urn. You're going to want him some movement speed on him, and you want to pick up an urn so you have that another availability of ticking damage. And he's going to be a part of the fights anyway and need some tankage to exist, especially versus all this magic damage. And there's definitely a lot of right click on Kimbrell's side as well. So you're going to want some type of way to counteract that. Honestly, as time moves on, I would get like Force Staff and what would I get? I'd probably go Tranquils. I'd go Tranquils and Force Staff, and I'd actually go Ghost Scepter because you have Omni ult, and one of the best ways to counteract a Razor or just keep you alive for just a couple more seconds is to pick up that availability with a Ghost Scepter because he's not generally going to be picking up a Diffusal Blade. Jug does though, so there's a problem there. And then you have your Veno, so you want a core Veno style of play. You want him to pick up the Veil. You want him to pick up the Mana Boots. You want to be as forceful as possible in the very beginning with him because your AA ult is just going to do massive work with a Veil and your Veno ult and AA ult, just death all around, cancer, as Kimbrell was saying. So you have the availability there with him, and then you actually go kind of the mech build with the Necro, kind of give yourself more wiggle room. He gets a giant boost whenever he goes into Ghost Shroud, and you can mech, so it's a better availability to do that. And you can, if you have these cores that are less greedy and kind of help out the AA, you can have AA go for a Midas at this point, helping him out, helping him the availability. He's still going to have to probably pick up wards, so there's some problems there. And he needs that Midas just to be able to come online anyway. And then hopefully he can go for his Ag's Scepter. Troll is normal troll build. It fills out the game. Obviously, this game you need some BKB and you need some movement speed. So you go for that Sange and Yasha. Just get that super fast move speed. Get away from Razor as soon as possible, and get that BKB. So hopefully you can survive through and attack down either the Razor or the Juggernaut. So those are going to be the kind of items you're going to be trying to look for in this matchup. Kimbrell,
Yeah.
do you have any thoughts on your items?
No, you mentioned you said Diffusal Blade on Razor. They probably wouldn't get it. I've never actually thought about that. He is an Agi hero, though you would. You kind of want your Razor to tank up. I was just thinking about Razor with Diffusal Blade versus any hero like at AA or Vino. They're just gonna die. Like, I feel so bad for them. You just Diffusal while you're leeching everything, and you're just like just hitting them. They're just dying because they can't move. Anyway, it just sounds like a lot of fun, but I don't think that wins games. I think you definitely want to tank up with your Razor. So
yeah.
But I mean, my items would be typical. I think. I mean, Earthshaker would want to get his Blink. Jakiro probably a Yules to help set up for him. You're gonna want to Veil probably on the Pugna since he's mid. He'd probably be able to farm it a lot faster, and it would help out early. I guess the early as possible. The earliest you can get it, the better, because you can do a lot of magic damage, So, Razor, I'd probably do like a Sanjin Yasha and Phase, and then decide between like a Deso or Ags or something like that to help push. And then Juggernaut, I just feel like it's a typical. I would go Diffusal on that probably. I don't know. I think that would be pretty good, but I am kind of. I don't know if you would call it bias, but every time I play that hero, if I have magic damage and I'm building a Veil on my team, I like to go Maelstrom to help him farm, and then just kind of go from like Maelstrom, Basher, into more like attack speed with their Manta or something like that. Or actually, it's Maelstrom, Yasha, Basher, and then I would finish one of those, either like the Vissel or the Manta or it typically wasn't the Gelner, but yeah, I mean, they're typical items for my heroes, and I think your items for your heroes are pretty good. So,
Now you wouldn't go. See, I'm a little surprised you wouldn't go Diffusal for Jug versus the Necrophus.
Yeah,
you said you would.
Well,
you would.
I would. In this lineup, I would. I'm saying typically I go like the Maelstrom or whatever.
Oh, I see.
But in this game right here, I would probably go the Diffusal because. One, for the Necro. Two, you mentioned Ghost Scepter, and I think that would probably be a good item on AA or Veno. So, and it'd be an interesting item on Clock if you were just wanting to interrupt things and not necessarily fight at some point. So,
yeah. Okay, cool. So we kind of talked about the items, kind of talked it all out. I think we're at the point where we're going to rate our beers, my friend. Unless you had anything else to say.
No. I'm good. My beer, it was good. I would give it like a 4. I would give it a 4. It was really good, actually. I'm sad that I only had one. I want more, and they're not available right now, which makes me even more sad. But yeah, I would definitely give it a 4. And actually, I'm going to give it a 4.5 because it's brewed in Oklahoma. So.
Oh man, gotta show the hometown love. I understand. Mine's Sweetwater, and you guys kind of heard me talk about it earlier. I'm not the biggest fan of extra pale ales, but pale ales are pretty good. It's definitely, if you're looking for a pale ale, it's got what you're looking for. It's a little bitter, and that's to be expected with a pale ale. So I'm gonna say actually a 4 as well. I think that this is a really good beer. It's something that I would definitely get if I'm going out to the bars and trying to try something new. I think that it's a fantastic beer, but it's not something that I'm gonna like sit here and talk about it for days like I did with that coffee beer on one of our first casts, because
Yeah.
that was delicious. I think that was like better than candy. That was so good. But nonetheless, still 4, still well deserved, still good beer. And Kimbrell, it's come to that time. We must close out, and all good things must end. So it's going to be a little bit different this week, and I'm going to kind of describe to you guys what's going to be going on. So to help us out, you can subscribe or like to any of our videos. You can go to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Zombie Panda Studios. If you want to, you can go to our YouTube channel, which is, once again, Zombie Panda Studios. If you are feeling extra generous, you can give to our new Patreon, and I'll be working on it more today, at www.patreon.com/Zombie Panda Studios. If you want to follow me, you can follow me at my Twitter, at @FlubbDota. If you want to follow Kimbrell, you can follow him at @skimbrell_. And if you want to follow our channel in general, you can always follow us at ZPanda Studios. The only one that's really different, because we couldn't get the name. It stinks. But we are going to be doing VODs, and instead of doing VODs, we're going to be doing actual podcasts for this. We're going to take the same information just like we always did over on Toffees, but we're setting that up currently right now, so it may be tomorrow, it may be today, but we're going to get that up to you guys as soon as possible. And if you ever want to listen to them, you will find them on SoundCloud or iTunes for sure. Stitcher will not be available any longer. We will try to get that as soon as possible, but we're going to be having stuff in the works in the near future. So look out for that later on. Alright guys, well, I'm glad that you guys shared a brew with us today, and I hope you guys join me for the Flubb date on Sunday, and if not, join us next week for a brand new Brewmaster's Draft. Alright, catch you later.
Bye, everyone.
Alright, keeping it open for a little bit. If you have any